Hello and good morning. This is the Breville Oracle Touch that I'm selling, model BES990 in brushed stainless steel. As you saw in the photos, this one is in good condition, very good condition I should say. Only minor wear and tear here around the front, few small scratches, few small nicks here on the left and here. The tray was actually in really good condition, just that there was a bit of paint peeling, what should I call it, like clear coat peeling. On the right hand side, so I've put this rubber strip along the tray to make it look nicer, but also to protect against further scratching. If you want to take this off, you can just use some glue and some heat and it will peel right off. But yeah, the unit is very clean actually, and it's fully refurbished, so I've done all the basic maintenance on this machine, so all the seals on the boiler top sides, the boiler sensors. We've done all the cleaning cycles, drained the boiler a few times, cleaned the wand and the grinder. Everything looks very well. And in this video I'll be making my morning latte, just to demonstrate everything works. The machine will also come with I think a 1 month of warranty for your peace of mind. When you turn on the machine, usually it takes about 5 minutes to reach temperature. That's if you turn it on at a random point during the day, when it's cold. I've actually set this machine to turn on every day at 6:30 a.m. So actually, by the time I'm awake, the machine is awake as well. So I don't have to wait really. Yeah, so it's nice and hot now. It's been on for about 10 minutes or so. You can make coffee right away if it reaches temperature. But if you want your coffee to be hot and at an optimal temperature for everything, like the cups and the handle, you can either wait a few minutes, so keep it on for about 5 minutes. You can even keep your cups on top here. If it's about 3 or 4 cups, they'll actually get warm because the top lid here is made of metal, and the boilers are underneath, and it gets the heat straight from the boilers radiating. If you want to warm up the machine quicker and you don't want to wait, you can just put your cup underneath, make sure the handle is empty, and run about 15 or 20 seconds of water into the cup. That's going to warm things up pretty quickly and efficiently as well. I'll let it go for the full 30 seconds, why not? Just getting some milk for my milk jug. Now, this is nice and hot. I'll put it aside. And it's time to grind. So, take the handle out, just drain it while tilting it upside down. For some reason this machine likes to grind when the portafilter is wet, so keep it wet, don't really wipe it with the tissue. After you flush, let it stay damp and start grinding your coffee. Just make sure I've got enough beans. I'm using grind size 20. There we go, nicely tamped surface of coffee. That's my best tip for this machine really, is to let the portafilter stay wet, a little bit of moisture in it. It'll help it grind better and polish the coffee better. Sometimes if you accidentally dry it, what happens is that it won't be fully even. It may have a bit of a waviness to it. So I've included this free 3D printed tamper for you in case that happens. I've designed this myself. It's 58mm, it's for this model, and yeah, it's just basically to press the coffee down if it wasn't even, but that only happens when the portafilter is dried by yourself. If you leave a little bit of moisture in it, it should be fine. And yeah, this is about 22 grams. I've measured it with my scale before. It's about 21, 22 grams of coffee, which is quite strong, very good for if you want to wake up pretty quickly. You can reduce that dose by playing with the magnet. Yeah, there's a magnet with a little screw that you can change from 18, I think, all the way up to 23. I've left it at the standard, which is about 21, 22. That's the espresso. Now, with the milk, you've got an automatic wand, obviously. It's a dual boiler machine. The steam is always ready for you. You don't have to wait. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to make the coffee, then the steam. Just for the sake of commenting on the extraction. I'm going to empty this cup. I'm also going to test the hot water tap for you, so it's this little button. You can use the hot water tap mainly, it's mainly for making long black coffees, like Americano style coffees. If you make an espresso shot, then add hot water to it, it becomes Americano. If you drink this espresso on its own, well, it's just an espresso shot. If you add lightly firmed milk, it's a latte. If you add thick firmed milk, it's a cappuccino. So we'll try to make a cappuccino today. So I'll put the foam settings on max, the temperature at 65 degrees. Cool. So I've added a little bit of sugar to my cup. If you like flavors or sugars or sweeteners, add them now before your shot is brewed. That way all the flavors mix nicely with the coffee, and you don't have to, you don't get a very sweet last few sips. So yeah, mix it nicely now so that it all tastes nice and even. Make sure my scale is on 0. Why am I using scale? I use a scale to measure the inputs and outputs, so that helps me know what settings to use on the grinder. The correct grind size will give you about 45 gram shot in the 30-second brew time. So anything from 40 to 50 is acceptable and will probably taste very good. Anything that's under 35 will probably taste very bitter. Anything over 55 grams will taste very sour, most likely. But if you add sugar and milk, you may not notice the differences. But that's my sort of bit of teaching, is that if you find at the end of your shots you're getting too much coffee, so at the end of the 30-second shot you're getting too much coffee, so for example all the way up to halfway of the cup, up to the halfway mark, then that's too much coffee for an espresso shot, and you need to slow down the pour by grinding finer, and a smaller number will mean a grind that is finer. If it's very slow, on the other hand, if it's very slow and you're getting a few drops only into the cup at the end of the 30-second shot, then that means your grind is very fine, and you need to increase the speed by increasing the grind size. So if you think of it like this: if you increase the grind size, you increase the yield in your cup. If you reduce the grind size, you reduce the yield in your cup. Alright, let's do this shot. 30 seconds. There is a little bit of a buzz to the solenoid valve when you start a shot. That's normal on a used machine. There we go. Alright, it's on the faster side of things, so I'll stop it in 1 second. So that's a 20-second shot. It gave me quite a lot of coffee, so just by eye I know that this is close to 40 grams, so I'm not going to let it go any further. Excuse me. It's got some good crema. It's about 38 grams, which is a little bit less than what I was aiming for, 44, 45. But that's okay, this is fine. This is drinkable. The coffee was pouring a bit too quick for my liking, so at 20 seconds we got about 40 grams. So that means if we go for 30 seconds we'll be getting 60 grams or even more. So what I would do next, I'm not going to do it now, but what I would do next is to grind a little bit finer, to bring the grind size by 1 or maybe 2 numbers finer, and try again. that should slow things very nicely for me, and give me the optimal espresso extraction. I can do another shot for you, but you probably will be using different beans to me, or even a different age of the same bean. It'll have slightly different settings. So there's no point for me in chasing the perfect settings. What I am doing now is at least giving you some guidance as to what to do when you get the machine, and put the machine in roughly the right settings. So it's roughly around 20 grind size for this coffee, and I would say most coffees. But your coffee may extract perfect at 22 or 19 or 18. So I'm not going to chase the perfect result for my beans, because you'll be using the machine soon. Yeah, so that's 38 grams. I'm happy with that. I think it's going to be a nice, strong coffee. But because it was running too quick, it may taste a little bit sour. And if it runs too slow, it may be a little bit bitter. But yeah, I just wanted to stay in the same recipe, 2 to 1 approximately. Cool, that's the coffee. Let's do the milk. So I just like to purge the wand for a second, just to get rid of any moisture inside. I've got my milk jug here, filled with full cream milk, about halfway, just here, just below the spout. And then it's got the maximum froth settings and 65 degrees temperature. You can always use it in manual mode if you feel like it, if you feel like a barista and want to practice your latte art and just learn the technique. Hold the milk button and it will show you manual option. But for the video, I just want to test everything at the automatic setting, so I'm going to put it on automatic, and I'm going to start now. I really like dual boiler machines, not only because you can make coffees in half their time, so you can steam and brew at the same time. Let me demonstrate. If you don't do both at the same time, like me, you can do the cleaning in the time it's frothing. So it's frothing the milk. I'm going to do a bit of cleaning. Just like that. Perfect. That was not too long actually, it was quite quick compared to the single boiler machines that I'm used to. Good thick foam from the wand. As you can see on the wand itself, there's a bit of foam. And give it a good scrub with a wet towel. Very important that you use a towel, not a tissue. A tissue would disintegrate and make a mess for you. And then when you push it down, it'll spray 5 times to clean the nozzle. Give it a wipe when it's done, so that the machine doesn't look discolored. Cool. That's my milk finished. I can turn off the machine now. I can make another latte. Give the milk a good knock to break any air bubbles, and then keep swirling it to mix it up, and then pour. Excuse me. Very good foam from this machine. We've got a couple of centimeters of foam, which is pretty decent for an automatic machine. You can always use manual mode and sort of practice your latte art and get thicker foam or thinner foam if you don't want to use the automated setting. But the automated setting is pretty good. I use it every day. I've been using this machine for the past 2 weeks just to test everything out and make sure everything's perfect. And yeah, 2 centimeters of foam. And if I just put this back, apologies for the mess, I'm just using one hand for the phone. I tried to do a heart, it didn't really work, because I'm not very dexterous. I've been making coffee for a long time, but I've never taken a barista course or sort of consistently taught myself how to pour latte art. But it's definitely doable on automatic setting, and on manual setting you'll get such a good milk texture that people think you're a barista in a cafe. Thanks for watching this video, hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I'm sure you can do even better coffees than me very soon. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Thanks.